Hey, good afternoon, Capricorns. My name is Anne, and welcome to this Oko Tarot. This is May 8th, 2025. It's approximately 1:04 here on the East Coast, and today's reading is your career and finance for the week ahead for all placements for Capricorn. The numerological number of the day is the number 4, which is about stability as well as planning for the future. So let's see what the tarot has to say. We'll open the reading up with the Kim Krantz's Wild Unknown Animal Oracle card, and then we'll dig into your recent past, current energy, and future outcomes. Let's get started. All right, so welcome to my table. As you can see, I have the decks here. I've already meditated on these cards, but I will clear the energy with you today. Spirit, only the highest and best for my Capricorn collective. What messages do you have for career and finance? What decisions may lie ahead? What blessings may lie ahead? Today's reading will open with a loud bell starting now. Welcome, Spirit. We have the Phoenix. It's interesting. We had a very similar reading last week, so if you haven't already, go ahead and check that out. Was another deck, but it will also dealt with the Phoenix energy. So there's still something that I think we're in very much a rebirth period. So let's go ahead and see what the deck has to say, or the guidebook rather. Freedom from suffering and past karma, reincarnation. The Phoenix represents the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The Phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning off impurities through practice and dedication. The essence of the Phoenix is with us when we realize we have been suffering too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At the very moment the spark of the Phoenix is lit and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage, we no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes, and lightness and clarity emerge. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the Phoenix lifts our spirits up, and we begin to recognize ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign of the fire of transformation is upon your wings. So this is really interesting. We just had a very similar reading last week. So this energy seems to be staying with us. We want to make sure we capture this energy now that we're in Taurus season up until May 20th. We are coming up on a full moon as well on May 12th. I believe it's this Monday. But essentially there's something here that we've overcome, okay? We have had perhaps a tower moment in our career or a money. Maybe it was a big tax burden. Perhaps it was something that did not necessarily work in our favor at the time when it came to our job. But looking back, hindsight is always 20/20, right? Perhaps it was something that actually was in the best, it was something the universe wanted to show us that really was in our best interest. We had to get out. It's that, having to walk away from something that was no longer serving our purpose. Perhaps it did at one point in time, but that cycle is closing and now a new one is beginning, and we're rising from the ashes in order to fly out and to see that broader vision of what the universe, what spirit, what source has for us. So let's go ahead and see what else is in store for today's reading within the tarot. Nine of Pentacles, lovely and upright. That was recent energy. We have Strength, current energy. And then In the position of future outcomes, we have Judgment. This reading is looking very rosy. At the bottom, we have the Two of Cups. It's interesting. I follow several different wonderful readers, specifically for Capricorns, and the Two of Cups energy has been coming through in almost all of the readings that I've watched. So there might be some synchronicity there. If you have also been noticing that, I would love to know in the comments. But there's something here about collaboration. I'm not sensing that this is definitely not a love reading, but there's something that I'm gathering that we're bringing an energy of a recent collaboration. Perhaps it was someone new in our team at work. Perhaps it was a new business venture that we're going after, or we're just beginning to revisit something that we may have left behind. I'm gathering something that very trustworthy energy, something that is something that we can rely on, very loyal energy, something that's going to be mutually beneficial, reciprocal energy. It doesn't seem one-sided by any means. There's a lot of these cups are open. There's an emotional fulfillment here. And again, I'm not gathering this is a romantic thing. I'm gathering that there's some sort of purpose here to whatever it is that we're going after in from a career perspective. Let's keep going. This is exciting. I see the Nine of Pentacles in recent energy. Pentacles, it represents the earth sign in the tarot. We are an earth sign as well, given that we are Capricorn. And again, Pentacles represent the material side of life. With the Nine of Pentacles, I typically, gather that this is a level of self-mastery here. This is not the one, this is not the two, this is not the three, this is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, and there's an element of learning and going through all of those different stages. And once you go through those stages, there's a point of integration. And that integration process is beautiful. And again, very much piggybacking on that Phoenix energy of like, see, you have to see it all come down a little bit to really appreciate the value of going through all of those different dimensions of ourselves. And you can see here, she's looking up. She's very, very, has this very optimistic view. So it sounds as if whatever it is that we had gone through, those challenges with all those other, all those other numbers, she's to a point where she's like, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I accept where I'm at. Let's get additional clarity there. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here in the recent energy? Anything else? Any additional messages from Spirit? Anything else? No? Okay. All right, so we have bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Very nice. I like that. We'll put that there for a moment. What flipped out first was the Nine of Wands. Again, another 9 here. There might be some synchronicity. However, I'm not gathering that necessarily. There's something here that we had to defend. Perhaps, he's a little wounded, but he's proud of whatever he's done. He's proud of those 8 wands sitting in the background. He's holding one on dearly. Whatever it is, I think Spirit's saying is that we recognize that whatever it was, whatever passion, whatever drive that we had, it was worth fighting for. And we went through that cycle. And we also got here Temperance in reverse. It wasn't easy. Okay, there's something was out of balance, and we had to defend ourselves in that process. But in doing so, I think what I'm gathering is we learned a lot about ourselves, and this is again where the self-mastery comes into play. The Eight of Swords in the upright is again some sort of unworthiness, some sort of self-limiting belief. But we overcame that. That's why it's in reverse here. Something was out of balance. We recognized it. We fought hard for ourselves. Okay, we didn't give up. And because of that, now here we are where we have this opportunity, this beautiful opportunity to sort of bask in the sunshine, really look back and honor how far we've come. So if it was a new skill at work that wasn't easy, perhaps you had a challenging new teammate. Maybe it was hard just to get that first welcome call from the recruiter. If it's dealing with your finances, perhaps you had to fight. Your home was going into foreclosure, or you wanted to get to the down payment of the house. Okay, whatever it is from a financial perspective, you had to fight for it. Okay, and it wasn't easy. Something was out of balance, but we continued to overcome this self-limiting belief, and we got to a place that took a lot of strength and courage. So, we are at this new healed state. That's what I'm gathering again around this energy of the Phoenix, where we are now at this point where we can sort of look over the cliff and see the scorched earth, but then look up and we can see this beautiful new beginning, this beautiful new space. Because keep in mind, after a forest fire, there's an opportunity for the earth to grow again and to be renewed in a beautiful way. And so I think that we did that through our own strength, through our own courage. Maybe it was just speaking up on a conference call that you normally don't speak up at work. I know I myself, that took a lot of courage for myself to do. Or, getting some sort of comment on some sort of company-wide chat, or some sort of email that just didn't sit well, that seemed passive aggressive. We didn't let that slide. we stood up for ourselves in a way. We recognized that it wasn't fair, that it wasn't in balance. We fought hard, and we did not give in to the self-limiting belief, because we used all of this experience behind us to get to this place, and we really leaned into this strength and courage. So let's go ahead here. Why strengthen in the current energy? This is beautiful energy, by the way. I'm definitely getting, there's something here. I have the Knight of Swords in the upright position, flipped out right away. Fast moving energy. Woo! Something fell. I'll go ahead and grab that shortly. Anything else? Any other messages? I'll take one or two more. Nope. All right. So my flipper was the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay. So again, this is not a walk in the park. We're still feeling, I think, some of the aftershocks, if you will. Perhaps there was a reorg. And it's coming swiftly, but whatever it is, this to me feels like a separate challenge. And because we did so much reflection here and realizing how far we've come, it's kind of like a snowball effect or a multiplier almost, where we realize, okay, you know what, bring it on. Okay, right now there's some sort of fast moving energy. There's going to be a shakeup. We can feel it. I'm sensing that we're gathering some sort of, maybe layoffs are coming. Perhaps there is something here that we're longing for the days long gone where the team structure was different, in which we were all co-located perhaps, and now we're no longer co-located. And the Seven of Wands here as well. This is in the reversal. It feels like maybe we can't trust, there's something there. We're leaning into our intuition that we can't necessarily all trust it, but we know at the end of the day, Spirit is here and we've been through so much already that we're ready to take on any challenge. It doesn't matter. So even though there is something that might not necessarily sit well with us, it doesn't seem like it's a big worry. It doesn't feel like this is something that's causing sleepless nights. Rather, there might be a little nostalgia here that we're missing. Something that we wanted some sort of balance, and it's becoming imbalanced again. We have Temperance in reverse here. We have the Six of Pentacles here in reversal as well. Something is out of balance. We get that. But here's the thing. It's not like it takes us a long time to identify these patterns anymore, because these little patterns are part of the matrix, right? In terms of expansion modules at work, for our soul growth. And here's the thing. The difference is if we grow from an experience, that strength that is built, that it builds this muscle memory, now we're able to identify the imbalance sooner. We're not willing to put up with it. So I'm definitely sensing here that it's another little cycle. It's another little weather pattern, if you will, at work that's happening all over again. But we're not worried. This is not causing us any sort of anxiety. This is just like, okay, it's another Tuesday. Bring it on. We have Judgment here as well, which also makes me feel very optimistic around this, whatever it is that might be brewing, because we've got the strength, we have all of this wonderful experience, but this Judgment tells me that maybe this time, whatever it is, will actually work in our favor. So let's get some clarity here. Spirit, why is the Judgment here and potential outcomes? What do we have to learn from this? What messages do you have for us today? Any additional messages? I'll take one or two more. Any additional messages for why Judgment is in the future outcome? Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. Oh, all the cards were flying out here. Two of Wands. We're patient. We know that things, even though the energy might be fast moving in terms of whatever this change may be, this imbalance here, we're patient. We're going to wait for, we're in the long game. We're not going anywhere. Okay. We realize that our ship will come in on its own time. There's something more. We have this almost this place where we're able to step outside the situation and look at this more from an observatory view, like almost like we're this like student. We're watching and we're waiting. We're not necessarily in the situation, but we're almost allowed ourselves to be a spectator on the outside. And it's almost like we're just very curious. It's almost laughable to us around what's going on. The Empress did fall out. Seems as if it's positive again. Judgment came out here. Judgment is, when it comes out, it's usually in our favor if it's in the upright position. There's some sort of again, ascension that's happening. Some sort of positive news that might be occurring in the shakeup that might be happening here. But it's not fully ready yet. So she's pregnant, remember. She's ready to take it easy. She wants something that is going to be the good and highest for all. It's not about one person. There's no losers and winners here. It feels as if those who may have taken a loss in the past, including ourselves, with this Judgment, it feels as if the Empress is telling us that, hey, something is here for us. Don't worry, you haven't been left behind. The Seven of Pentacles did fly out as well in the upright position, from my perspective as the reader here, and that's the way I read the cards. It's just a matter of waiting. Again, the similar concept here is just it all in good time, all in divine timing. What other messages flew out here? We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, and then we also have the King of Cups in reverse as well. Okay, now this is where the message is. Okay, this is what I'm gathering. There's something here. We have to toe the line. We cannot start to dwell in self-doubt and anxiety, because if we do whatever that is for us that's coming through, it's Spirit wants to bring it to us, this opportunity. We're waiting for it. We know it's there. Okay, it's not a belief, it's a knowing. The future is pregnant with positive optimism. We know that we have to wait for it, but in the waiting game, It's not always easy for Capricorns. If we start to kind of revert back, where our strength begins to wane because of the waiting game, that feels like to me the newest challenge here is the wait. Almost hangman energy in a way. If we start to allow ourselves to creep back into these old cycles, what's going to happen is this is no longer here. We're going to find ourselves increasingly out of balance emotionally. And then this 8 might go in the upright position, which we do not want. We do not want to have any self-doubt. Capricorn, this is not a time here, okay, to start second guessing ourselves. We need to continue this energy. We almost need to amplify this strength with those around us. So if there is people around you that might be somehow concerned about budget cuts or the market, they're following it daily, they're watching the news, I think it's in time that you start to protect your peace, because you do have that peace right now, okay? You know, you have the strength. You have built this beautiful garden. You are on the mend here, okay? And you need to ensure that you really surround yourself with people who also have that. That's where that amplification comes into play. You do not want to be isolated right now. Rather create walls and be a lamp for others who might be falling into some sort of anxiousness or self-doubt or self-worry or unworthiness. We do not want to be caught up in that energy, okay? Now is the time that we need to really seek out positive people, positive influences in our life. Make sure that there is someone there that you can trust, okay? Seems like there is very much, and if not, then you need to start going on beyond the workplace, okay? Reach out and perhaps go on. I know LinkedIn is very toxic. I get very toxic energy from LinkedIn. So maybe it's not LinkedIn. Perhaps it's another floor at work. Even if it's the service people, the security guard, there's always some sort of positive person that just radiates this high level of frequency and energy, okay? And that is so powerful. We need to not only, sort of stay within that space and surround ourselves with those type of people right now in order to just, hey, wait it out. This is a waiting game. Judgment is going to come in. We just need to stay on the outside, the fringe. Let the chaos happen. Let the chips fall where they may. Do not get caught up. Okay, do not get distracted. And, when it comes to this energy around of just sort of staying around positive influences in your life, also remember, you can also be a beacon for others, okay? Because this strength, when you start turning the dial on, that strength can have such there's a ripple effect for those around you. And the more positive vibration that you can emit from yourself as a lamp to other people, then I think what happens is then everyone, it elevates and sort of collectively brings up the consciousness of the people that you may work with. Okay, which leads to better decisions. It leads to healthier outcomes. When people go home at night, maybe they're not like at their wits' end. Okay, so whatever you can do, definitely try. I know sometimes we are caught up in workplaces because we have to pay the bills and it's not exactly our passion. Look at what you do control though, and how powerful that is, how strong you truly are. Because I'm definitely gathering that this is something where we're almost lifting someone else up because we've been there. We've been down that path before and we've learned so much from it. I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Capricorns, for listening. If whatever I said resonated with you, I would be very grateful if you could hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, love and light.